In this lesson, we will talk about collections utilities in Java. So specifically, we will talk about the java.util.Collections class that gives us several useful methods to perform common operations on collections, right? So for example, the sort method, that is a method provided by collections, can be used to reorder elements of a collection. Now, if you recall from a previous lesson, that there was a comparable interface and there was also a comparator interface. These were used to compare objects. Specifically, comparable provided a method called compare_to, and that's exactly what sort uses to put things in a particular order. Right? And now if the objects that we're dealing with didn't implement comparable, then sort also takes a comparator to compare two objects. Now, if you don't remember what these two mean, please review that lesson on comparator interfaces, right? So let's take a look at some code, right? For the code, we're going to use java.util.Arrays to create a list, right? Java.util.Arrays has many useful methods. One of them is asList that gives us a fixed size list. Now, a list is an interface that extends the root interface collections, right? And gives us, asList gives us elements that are passed in. So elements here that are passed in are red, green, and blue strings, and this will give us a list containing those. And then we can use collection sort, pass in the list, to sort them. And after that, you notice that these are sorted alphanumerically in ascending order, right? Now, if you wanted to sort in descending order, you'd have to use a comparator. So sort can also take a list as well as a comparator. So the collections gives us a comparator called reverse order. So in this case, we'll have another list. We pass in the list and the reverse order comparator, and we notice that it's sorted in reverse order. So let's actually try this out in code. So we'll copy this portion, and then we'll open up IntelliJ. It might need to import certain classes because they're not available, so we'll let it import those as we hover over these. And lastly is the array. Then you'll notice it's imported those things. And if we were to sort them, if we run, you'll notice they are sorted in blue, green, red. Now let's use the other version, which is for sorting in the other order. And if you replace this code with that, we will notice that now we get it in descending order: yellow, red, green, and blue. Okay, so the method reverse basically reverses the elements in a list. So if we have a list and we call reverse, you will get it in the reverse order. So we can just try this one out quickly. We will replace our old code. So it is green, yellow, blue, and red. And if you get in the other, you get red, blue, yellow, and green. Okay. Now, the method shuffle basically randomly reorders the elements in the list. So we can try this one out. This might be fun to do over and over again. We will replace the old code. So right now it is yellow, red, green, blue. Let's run it. And you get green, blue, yellow, red. If you run it again, you should get a different result. The more you keep on running it, the more different results you'll keep on getting. Okay, let's return to the code here. Now the copy method can be used to do a shallow copy of elements from the source list that you provide to the destination list in the same index, right? So this takes a little bit of thinking to kind of really understand. So let's take this example. So you have list 1, which has 4 elements, and list 2 has 2 elements. If if we copy list 1 and list 2 provided like this, what is going to happen is that it's going to take list 2 and copy in the same indices as list 1. So yellow will be overwritten by white and red would be overwritten by black. The other ones will be left as is. So that's what you will get. We can quickly try this out. And right, so the first two are overwritten, the last two are left as is. Now, fill is a slightly different one. It is used to replace all elements with a specified element. So if you have a list, red, green, blue, and when we call a fill with list and black, it will basically replace all the elements with black. Trying that one out. And you will get that as expected. Okay, then there is a concept of max and min methods to get the maximum and minimum elements, right? Now the elements must be comparable either via the comparable interface implemented already or an additional comparator object passed in, right? So here we have a list, and the max here is based on increasing alphanumeric ordering would be red, and the min would be blue. So let's just see to make sure that this is actually correct. Okay, we will replace this code with that and see what happens. So we have to import this class and red and blue. Okay, so the next one we'll look at is something called disjoint method. And that method returns true if the two collections passed in have no elements in common, right? So here we have 3 collections, and we are checking if collection 1 and 2 are disjoint, and that is obviously false because they have red in common. And then we compare 1 and 3, and they are in these disjoints. So let's just try that out. We should get a false and a true, which we do. Okay, and then the last one that is fairly easy to understand is frequency of how many times an element occurs in a collection. So here we have a collection where red appears twice, and we check its frequency, and we should get 2. And it is 2. So that's kind of been a survey of the collections utilities that are given to us by Java util collections.